The clock glared 11:03 p.m. when the door finally creaked open. I had been sitting in the dark for hours, my phone screen lighting up every few minutes as I rechecked our thread. 21 unread messages, all marked delivered, none read. Then she walked in. Her hair was messy, her lipstick faintly smudged, her perfume unfamiliar. She looked at me, standing by the door with that faint, cold smirk, the kind that said she already knew the question forming in my throat. "You know what?" she murmured, tossing her purse onto the couch like it didn't matter that she'd just shattered my peace of mind. I stared at her, unable to speak. The sound of her keys clinking in the bowl echoed through the silence, mocking me. Every nerve in my body screamed to ask, "Where were you? Who were you with? Why didn't you answer?" But my voice betrayed me. It cracked when I finally managed. "I called you. Texted you. All day." She shrugged, unbothered. "I was busy." "Busy?" I laughed, but it came out hollow. "Too busy to even send one text." She exhaled through her nose, annoyed, like I was the one inconveniencing her. "God, you're acting paranoid again." The word again hit like a blade. It wasn't the first time. I remembered the excuses. "My phone died, I was with coworkers, you're overthinking." Every time she'd look at me with that same bored expression, and every time I'd talk myself out of believing the worst. But tonight, something was different. I got up from the couch and flicked on the light. She flinched just barely as the brightness revealed what the shadows had hidden. The faint crease in her dress, the blurred trace of lipstick around her neck, a smear of something that looked too red to be wine. My stomach turned. "Who were you with?" I asked quietly. She didn't answer. She just stared at the floor, her silence heavier than any lie she could have told. "I'm not stupid," I continued. My voice was calm, frighteningly calm. "You've been distant for weeks. You're always on your phone, you leave early, come home late, and now this." Finally she looked up, not in guilt but in irritation. "You think the world revolves around you, don't you? Maybe I just needed space. Maybe I don't owe you every detail of my life." I laughed again bitterly. Space. Or someone else's attention. Her jaw tightened. That tiny flicker of emotion, guilt, fear, something, crossed her face before she masked it again. I saw it. That single crack in her armor told me more than words ever could. The silence that followed was suffocating. The refrigerator hummed in the background. The clock ticked, the air between us thick with unspoken truths. I wanted to yell, to demand answers, but my anger turned into something colder, clarity. I realized that this wasn't sudden. This betrayal had been slow, quiet, almost methodical. I just refused to see it. "Do you love him?" The words slipped out before I could stop them. Her eyes darted up, wide, startled. "What are you talking about?" I stepped closer, holding her gaze. "The man you've been texting late at night. The one you call your coworker. The one who suddenly became part of every excuse." She froze. That was all the confirmation I needed. "I saw the messages," I whispered. "You forgot to log out of your iPad last week." Her lips parted but no sound came out. For a moment her face crumbled, the arrogance, the smirk, the mask, all of it shattered. She looked human again, fragile, ashamed. "I didn't mean for it to happen," she finally said, her voice trembling. "It just did. I didn't want to hurt you." I swallowed hard, trying to process it all. The lies, the months of pretending, the way she looked at me and said she loved me while thinking of someone else. "Didn't want to hurt me," I repeated softly. "You already did. Every lie, every night you stayed late, every smile you gave him instead of me. That's where it started." She began to cry then, quiet and desperate. But the tears didn't move me. I had cried enough for both of us already. In silence, in denial, in the dark, waiting for her to come home. I walked to the window, needing distance. Outside, the street was still. The world didn't care that mine had just collapsed. I realized that heartbreak doesn't come from the act itself. It comes from the slow unraveling of trust, the realization that someone you loved deeply had been slipping away right in front of you. "Behind me," she whispered. "Can we fix this?" I turned around. Her face was streaked with tears, eyes red. The same eyes that once held warmth now searching for forgiveness. For a second I almost gave in. The memories flooded in. Our first apartment, lazy Sunday mornings, the laughter we used to share. But then I remembered tonight. A smirk. The silence. The lies. "No," I said quietly. "You made your choice. And now I'm making mine." I picked up my jacket, my phone, and walked toward the door. As I turned the knob, I glanced back one last time. She looked small, broken. But I wasn't going to carry her guilt anymore. The night air hit my face, cool and sharp. I took a deep breath and stepped into it, leaving behind everything that had once felt like home. The door closed softly behind me. Not a slam, not a scream, just a quiet, final ending to a love that had already died long before tonight.